My name is Seah Johnson, and my father, Gary Johnson, is running for President of the United States. In our household, there was never do as I say and not as I do. There was always do what you think is right, and here's an example for you to base your choices on. My dad never sat us down and told us how to be good people. He showed us that by every single day treating people with respect, by valuing honesty, and above all, by working really, really, really hard to achieve his dreams. My brother and I had a front seat to the American dream. My mom used to tell us stories about how when they first dated, my dad was so poor that he couldn't afford a battery for his car. So she had to push start his car on dates. When they would go out to dinner, he couldn't afford to pick up the whole tab, so they always went Dutch. I remember the early days with my parents, the long hours that they put in, both on the job site and off. My dad started his company as a one-man handyman business, going around door to door putting flyers in mailboxes. I remember when it was the two of them working. I remember when there were a few more employees. I remember that first office space. I remember the new big office space. It was so important to me because it had a brand new shiny IBM computer. There was a 5.5-inch floppy disk that played Frogger. I saw my dad set goal after goal for his business and achieve every single one of those goals. I saw him set goal after goal for his civic life and achieve every single one of those goals. And at the same time that we were watching this during the weekdays, we grew up on the weekends on race courses, at triathlons and half marathons and bike races. And at those races, I learned an entirely different set of values, but ones that added to the ones I had already learned. Yet, yes, it's important to win the race, but it's also important to go out there and do your best. It's important to put in the hard work and train really, really hard. But when it comes down to it, when your time is on the line, it's more important to help your challenger that has fallen. I learned that you have to go out there and do your best day after day after day, whether it's in your business or in your personal life or racing all of those races. And here we are at another race, an important race, a race that puts us inside of the political arena. And the officials at this race have decided that for some people, the starting line is that big white shiny line inside of the stadium. And for others, they need to set their starting blocks outside the stadium. But what I've learned here in the US is that Americans love the underdog more than anything else. Watching the Olympics this week, all of you have been able to see that there is nothing that the crowd loves more than the person who comes from the furthest behind to just squeak ahead at the finish line. And I have a challenge for all of you, because every single dollar that you raise, every yard sign that you put up, every bumper sticker that you put on your car, every coworker that you talk to, every friend, every Facebook post that you make, that's going to move those starting blocks just an inch further inside of the stadium. Because I know my dad. He is going to race harder and faster and longer than he thinks is possible. And so if you can help him by getting those starting blocks inside of the arena, there's no way that he's going to fail. Because what's really important for all of us to remember is in this race, the goal isn't a gold medal. The goal is a brilliant future for our country. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for your support. And please, please, please go out there and do what you can. Be one of those laboratories of innovation that he talks about so much, and find a way to move those starting blocks inside the arena. And I think if we do that, we're going to be really, really successful. So thank you so much.